Rangers win! Rangers win! And the New Jersey Devils will advance to the Eastern Conference semifinals.
Well, the scene last night here. A couple of Game 7s that you're not going to forget. Both the Rangers as well as the Devils moving on. And yes, Andrew, his beloved Capitals also winning a thriller the night before here. But with the playoffs in full swing, and listen, I'm not the biggest hockey guy, but if you ever want to go to the most exciting in-person game, I love, hoops, baseball, football. The best one to see is a Game 7 in hockey. I'm telling you, he's going to go if they actually get to Game 7 if he survives the Garden. Anyway, but the spotlight this Wednesday, it wasn't on that winning goal in the Capitals game, or it was in the aftermath, but the next day, a lot of people were talking about Joel Ward, who you're going to see under the pig pile there, right there. He scored the game-winning goal, one of the few African-American players in the league. He himself a victim of some really ugly remarks, racial remarks, on his Twitter page. Now, Ward says in the 4 seasons he's played in the league, he's never experienced anything like this, and he says it's probably just kids acting stupidly. And these are two of the least ugly that we found, and they're disgusting. This is just a little bit of a sample of what was out there. Joel Ward, yet again, slowly taking over everything the white man holds near and dear. Joel Ward is a effing N-word. And there was a lot more than this stuff that's bad enough, but much worse I couldn't go on the air. My question out of this is, dozens of stupid people that people now are going to say, oh, this is endemic, or is this really, when you peel back the onion here, what's really down deep here for a lot of not just hockey fans, but what's out there right now? The people with the gutless cowards with the veil of anonymity here on social media can go and talk this stuff. Is this just a couple ugly voices, or is this something a lot more systemic that we don't want to admit?
I don't know how systemic it is, but I will say, if you believe it's just happening to this one hockey player, look at what happened to Patrick Ewing when he was in high school up in Boston, literally throwing bananas at him. Look at any newspaper. I suggest this at home. Pick up a newspaper and look at the comments that the public can leave. It's the same type of garbage. You know why? I wouldn't spend 2 seconds on that crap. But you know what it does? It motivates me even more when I read garbage and crap like that.
You have people who are pushed to saying stupider things than they might otherwise say publicly.
Pushed?
In the passion of a sporting event like that. But I was disgusted by it also.
So, wait, Andrew.
No. I'm saying that people might be free to post it in a stupid place like Twitter, as opposed to just thinking it, even though I don't think they should be thinking it at all. My immediate reaction, obviously, was disgusted by it because it eroded from my team's win. But I was thinking of stuff that Dominic and I have talked about a lot of times on this show, which is even a city like Boston, politically, as blue a state, Massachusetts.
I don't think it matters if it's blue or red
when we're talking about underlying racism, it's there, and we don't see it all the time. We don't see it as much as Dominic sees it. That put it in full view for me.
I've been to a lot of games, a lot of different sports where I turned around and I was like, who said what? And you give people liquid courage here, and maybe it's what they really think, or maybe they just act like idiots.
Let me say, hockey's got an aspect to it of violence that's just irrational. I think it tracks these few individuals like this who will do that thing more than, let's say, baseball. And that's why that's your problem.
To be honest, Richard, moving on, as an African American, you learn to ignore this type of stuff because it happens every day. You could go nuts as an African American in this country with this stuff.
Let me take out of this next one, take the color aspect out, but it still is a pretty spirited debate. Field hockey, we all think of it, girls in high school, right? Maybe they play in college here. Well, this school in our region where you got a 12-year-old, actually a 13-year-old boy, he's been playing on a girls' field hockey team here for a few years. Now, he's a little kid. I think he's 5'2", 100 pounds. He's from Ireland, where he played the sport throughout growing up. There was no field hockey team, obviously, for boys. He played on the team. Apparently, the teammates don't have any problem, but Section 11, I guess, says he can't play. I'm curious here. If nobody seems to mind, but the rule says you shouldn't, and he's got no other place to go, and I know in some swim teams, for example, there's not a men's swim team. The men swim with the girls. I know this is an issue in Massachusetts. So this isn't the only case that's come up. you guys got a big problem here? Should boys be relegated to only boys sports?
Yes. Yes, there are so few sports for females that I don't think males should infringe.
Even if he doesn't have another place where he could play this.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Ed?
Before puberty, fine. If you want to mix them, that's fine. Afterwards, and he was a teenager, and that may have made the difference. After
He
that,
started
I think
to get
you're
dominant in the game,
I think
so
it's,
that's one of the problems.
different levels of play.
This is tough. I want them to have the right, but I don't want to infringe on the girls' rights to have a game of their own too.